Welcome back to Joe Stavern. I hope you enjoyed last week's episode, which I featured the slow cooked lamb. As promised, in the upcoming weeks I'll be bringing some of my favourite traditional lamb dishes which I enjoyed at home. Dish today is called Arni, kleftiko. It translates as robber's lamb, stolen lamb, bandit's lamb, any one of those will do. It's interesting how this dish came about. The story goes like this sort of. During the fall of the Byzantine Empire in the 15th century, some men fled to the rugged mountainsides in order to avoid being captured by the Ottomans. These men became rebels and rebelled against the Ottomans and their armies and caused a lot of havoc. They'll come down the mountain from time to time to steal supplies, food, the odd lamb if you like, and these were done, they were actually stolen from the Ottoman villages. So to avoid giving away their location when they were preparing the lamb, they cooked the stolen lamb in underground pits in order to prevent the aromas from escaping and giving away their location. Needless to say, the Ottomans gave them the name kleftis, which translates to robbers. So, therefore, appropriately, the dish was named Arni, kleftiko, robber's lamb. So we'll prepare it today. Okay, well let's get started. So you're going to need some lamb. You can use again the thigh or the forequarter. Get your butcher to cut it about this size. Or you can cut it yourself. Best if you get the butcher to cut it because you're not going to have a bandsaw. You'll need a kilo of potatoes, 2 sticks of butter, roughly 50 grams each, some peppers, garlic, rosemary, fresh oregano. If you don't have fresh oregano, you can use dry oregano, not a problem. Cinnamon, garlic, wine, and salt and pepper. Okay, so what we're going to do is wash our meat first. When we go to the sink, we'll grab our pieces, drop them all in there, and we'll put them back in here. The reason why we wash the meat is because when the butcher uses the bandsaw, you get bits of bone and all sorts of stuff like that on the meat. You don't want that while you're eating. So we quickly wash it. Okay, so what we're going to do now that we wash the meat, we'll put it in here in a strainer. Let it strain because you don't want the water. You just want to strain it a bit. Let it dry out. Right, so next we've got to peel the potatoes. So what I'll do, I'll grab these potatoes, I'll wash them and peel them, I'll cut them up, and then we'll come back to you. Alright, so what we're going to do now, we're going to make a rub to marinate the actual meat in. So we're going to grab our oregano, fresh oregano, and we'll chop it up. And we'll grab our pestle, put all that in there. That's the oregano. We'll do the rosemary. Same thing, we'll chop it all up. Just maybe take away the woody bits of the oregano. You don't want that chopped up in your food. Where you can, so we'll just grab that. We'll put it in here also. got some garlic. We'll throw that in there too. We'll chop it up first. Pour it in there. And we'll pour the cinnamon in there. And we'll grab a stick of butter. I'll cut it up into smaller pieces. That's about 50 grams of butter. Put it in there, and the fun bit. Grab the mortar and start grinding it in. What we're going to do is make a flavoursome paste that we're going to rub over the lamb pieces, and then we'll put them in the fridge to sort of marinate for a couple of hours. Alright, so now what we're going to do is grab our lamb and just rub Alright, now that we've coated the lamb, I'm going to pour a little bit of wine over the meat. And one more thing, the juice of a lemon. So we'll juice this lemon up. Oh, no pips. And we'll pour that over the lot too. Generally, I also like to add a bit of olive oil. I know we've got butter there, but I'll add a bit of olive oil also while it's marinating. What we'll do now with that, we'll put it in the fridge and let it sit there for a couple of hours. Right, while we're waiting for the meat to be marinated, which won't be long now, it should be done shortly, we'll prepare some veggies that will go with the spuds. So I normally use some peppers. Cut them open, get the core out. Just make sure you get most of the seeds out. You don't want the seeds in there. Okay, I'll probably do about 2 peppers in this for this dish. So I'm going to include some onion also, the potatoes, and a couple of pieces of garlic in there too. So what we'll do, the next stage will be to prepare the baking paper and aluminium foil that we're going to wrap the ingredients in before we put them in the oven. Meanwhile, I'll turn the oven on about 150 degrees so it can preheat. Alright, so what we're going to do is on our baking tray we're going to set up some foil. We're going to cut a couple of pieces, about 1 metre long. That will be about 1 metre long, roughly, a bit more maybe. Put that there. I'll do 2 pieces. Another one about 1 metre long. And set them up. Work across if you like. You grab the baking paper, do the same thing. About 1 metre long, that'll be about 1 metre. meat on. Put that there. So we'll grab our potatoes, we'll cut them up, do them into quarters, just spread them on the bottom in here. Pour our onion in there, just scatter it around. And we'll put our peppers. Now, you can add a garlic if you like. Just grab it and scatter a bit of garlic loosely everywhere. And we'll grab our salt and pepper. Salt, pepper and salt. Two most important ingredients. What we'll do also, we'll drizzle them with a little bit of olive oil. Now, what I'll do, I'll get the meat out of the fridge. We'll let it settle in room temperature for a little bit and then we'll put it on top. Well, the meat now has been out of the fridge for about half an hour, so I'll let it come back to room temperature. We're going to now put the meat on top of the potatoes and peppers, onion and garlic. Pour the remainder of the ingredients in there. Now it's time for the wrapping. So what we'll do, we'll pick up the baking powder and just fold it like so. Like so. Nice and tight. And we grab the foil. We do the same. Want to make sure everything is tight. Now, Don't leave any gaps. So we have to get quite a bit of the pork cut up. Now that we've got it all wrapped up, follow me and we'll put it in the oven. We'll leave it in there for about 3.5 hours. You've got plenty of things you can do. If you're busy, just go and do them, read a book, watch a movie, and then come back, and then the fun begins. We'll see you then. It's been about 3 hours now. The food's been in the oven. So I'm going to open it up, and we're going to have a look at it, and I'll show you something. Just follow me. Smells good. Right, I've taken it out a little bit early, and there's a reason for that. What I'm going to do is open it up, and I'm going to put the lamb back in the oven so I can give it a bit of colour. So here we go. Oh yeah, that smells awesome. I mean, the klefters, they'll probably eat it as it is now, but I want to give the lamb a bit of colour, and I want to give the potatoes a bit of colour. So we're going to put it in the oven now. Look at that, it looks superb. And give it and let it cook a little bit longer. So what I'll do for now is cut the foil. And we're going to put it back in the oven so you can get a bit of colour. We'll just leave it in there for about 15-20 minutes, let it get a bit of colour. Then we'll remove the lamb and leave the potatoes in and let them crisp up a little bit. Okay, so it's been about 15-20 minutes, so we're going to have a look at the meat and make sure it's got that nice colour in it. Yep, it does. Perfect. That's what I'll do. What we'll do now is we'll take the meat out. We'll put it in the bowl, and then we'll cover it and put the potatoes back in and let them crisp up. So what we'll do, we'll cover them. All right, now we're going to put the potatoes back in the oven. Get a bit of colour, and we'll come back in about 15-20 minutes and we should be ready to go. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes, so I'd say the potatoes are ready, so we'll have a look. Oh yeah. Look at that. beautiful golden brown. I'll take them out. Superb. So what you do, you put your meat back into the tray, and that's how you want to serve it. So you pick it up and you take it to the table. Okay, so now time for the taste test. That's very nice. I put a bit of the pepper and the potato. That is just superb. I recommend it with a glass of wine.